Susan and I are on our way to one-day cruise here in Bangkok.
From Bangkok, I think, to Ayutthaya and then turning back around, but stopping at 5 temples. First time for you to cruise on the river.
Yeah.
I've only done it once, but it wasn't a cruise, it was a long-tail boat. So it's kind of different, and it was just around the small canals in Bangkok.
So I hope you guys will enjoy with us.
We're excited.
So come with us, but it's a little bit early, so we have to wake up early, so that's a little bit challenging, but hopefully everything is going to be okay. After taking the boat from Sathonbir, which is next to Sapantaksin BTS, our boat moved north along the Chao Phraya River, and few minutes later we had our first stop, and this is the famous Wat Arun temple. We both have been to Wat Arun during the daytime but never in the morning, and it was great to see the temple in the morning as it was not too crowded. We paid 100 baht each. This was the only temple on the door we had to pay to visit. Wat Arun, also known as the Temple of Dawn, was named after Arun, the Hindu god of dawn, and is probably Thailand's most famous and most beautiful temple. According to the information given here, it says that Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn, has over 300 years of history. This ancient temple had existed since the period of Ayutthaya kingdom, that is 17th century. Its original name was Wat Makok. In the reign of King Rama IV, the temple was renamed Wat Arun Ratchatwaram as the present name. Okay, so we are finally done with Wat Arun. We're moving out from here.
Love it. The detail is so intricate. And so it's beautiful like when you zoom in, and it's really beautiful when you zoom out also.
Our next stop was Wat Chalermprakiat, which is in Nonthaburi, the province directly to the north of Bangkok. We had never been to this temple before or the following three which we would visit. This temple was built in 1847 at the direction of King Rama III. I love the architecture of this temple and found it quite peaceful. According to the information given here, it says that Wat Chalerm is in Nonthaburi province and lies on the west of Chao Phraya River. The temple has a historical significance dated back more than 135 years ago, when Rama III, which is AD 1824 to 1855, had it built in memory of his mother and his grandparents. This area used to be an old fort in the Ayutthaya era named Prom Thaptim. The temple was completed during the reign of Rama IV. Our next stop was at Wat San Chao, a Chinese shrine in Pathum Thani. Pathum Thani is the province directly north of Nonthaburi. There was a huge market and many noodle shops right on the river. We had lunch at one of the noodle shops. While it was really hot, we enjoyed the view. We stayed here for an hour, which was our longest break. It's lunchtime.
These are straws that they cut in half.
It's all about business, right?
They have to fit the cup, right?
It's lunchtime. I wanted rice, but there is no rice here in Pathum Thani. They only have noodles. We went to the other market. Over there are only noodles. So yeah, I'm having noodles. Not so good news. We just finished our lunch and now we're getting out of this restaurant. It's just next to the river. So you can see here a lot of After lunch, we headed for Ayutthaya, which is the province directly north of Pathum Thani. This was the longest stretch of time we spent on the water so far. Ayutthaya, once the capital of Thailand, was destroyed by the Burmese in 1767 and the capital was moved to Bangkok. This temple surprised us because it looked like a church. It was commissioned by King Rama V and designed by an Italian architect. This temple is also unique because it is on the crown of Bangba in Royal Palace. Is this a church?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a temple.
But it looked like a church.
Yeah,
right?
it's like church, but inside has image, Buddhist image.
Oh,
But look like church style.
does it have any history? Because this is not like temple.
Yes, because Fifth King style like this. He like European style. This main one. You can check the time at here. It's like we just take this one to complete this one, and check the time at here like the clock, normal clock. But this one is 2 o'clock now. But actually, they said we have to shoot to the sun, but this one is technique.
Okay.
Shadow.
Wow.
This one.
That's amazing. Thank you.
141 years ago.
Wow.
Tonight I'm a falling leaf.
Time to get back on the boat for our last temple. We're going back to Pathum Thani and then back to Bangkok and then straight in the shower.
Look at my monkey wife. Look.
Got a lot of room for my butt because I'm hanging on with my legs and my arms.
There's a monkey. We are on our way to Bangkok. So now it's around almost 4. Our last stop was Ayutthaya, which is very hot. Wat San Chao here. So this is in Pathum Thani. This is our last stop. Wow. I think they're used to get food by others, no? Wat Pathum Thani. By this point, most of the people on the boat were hot and tired, but we were still excited to visit the last temple. The temple was built in 1621 by Mon people, but the real attraction is the gigantic Buddha statue and the smaller statue of a famous Thai monk. We saw many devotees offering gifts and prayers. Next to the temple was the market. Susan got some snacks and we ended up getting to talk to Richard Barrow. Richard is a British blogger who had lived in Thailand for 27 years and is the best source of what's going on in Thailand for foreigners who live here. I talked to him for a few minutes and this is what he had to say. Here I am with Richard. He's very helpful with foreigners like me and my wife. And yeah, so we just happened to meet him here. So thank you, Richard, first of all.
That's okay. Pleasure.
And yeah, I want to just ask, like, how do you feel about today's experience?
The boat trip? I
Yeah.
think it's really good. I love doing boat trips. It's not like the attraction is not the temples that we've been visiting. For me, it's the journey to the temples.
Okay.
So I love doing boat rides. Particularly the boat we were on has 2 decks. So if you don't like the hot sunshine, you can go down below in the air conditioning part. And then if you like the views, the 360 views, you go up on top. So yeah, it's really good. I really liked the journey. So from Ayutthaya, where we just were, all the way to Bangkok without stopping is about 3.5 hours.
Right.
So it's quite a long trip, but we stopped at 5 temples.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Richard, for what you are doing.
Okay,
So
you're
I really
welcome.
hopefully this is not our last time.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll bump into each
Yeah.
other again.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
The return trip to Bangkok took a while, but brought some relief from the heat. We enjoyed sailing down the river looking at all the lights. This was a fantastic trip. Since this boat trip, we have done another trip with Chao Phraya Express boat to Kokret. You can watch the video here. Anything on the river in Bangkok is probably a good idea. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Can't find the words tonight.